Water won't help. Vampires drink blood.
Darkwatch, Curse of the West, 2005. Unlike recent FPS games such as Call of Duty, Battlefield, and others, which primarily rely on the online mode for replay value, Darkwatch is a PS2-era classic FPS game, which explains why the plot is so extensive, gripping, and engaging. The good news for fans of Darkwatch's hybrid horror western theme is that, despite the behind-the-scenes turbulence, the game appears to be in decent shape. The game, which was first revealed in 2004 by Sammy Studios, has had a development arc as stormy as Jericho Cross's trip throughout the game. Darkwatch will not disappoint if you're seeking a powerful shooter experience with precise gameplay, fantastic presentation, and a varied campaign. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Burns like hellfire, doesn't it?
A Western vampire tale with a twist. As mentioned earlier, you'll assume the character of Cross, quiet guy who earns a fortune stealing trains. You're out for one final score, but you've taken the wrong train. You end up unleashing the soul of Satan's son, Lazarus, who curses you to become a vampire after damaging the safe. He also sends out legions of zombies to wreak havoc on the Arizonian desert. Only a hidden force known as the Darkwatch has the ability to stop him. Cassidy, one of the Army's regulators, which basically translates to deputies, was there on the train when you performed what you did. You'll spend the first part of the game by her side as she guides you back to Darkwatch's protection.
You're feasting on blood. You're turning into a vampire.
This is when you realize the new abilities you have as a vampire. Of course, you'll have access to a wide range of weaponry, from ordinary handguns and rifles to more unusual weapons like an explosive crossbow and a rocket launcher. Each gun has its own set of advantages and disadvantages, and each is enjoyable to use in its own way. Because the adversaries in Darkwatch absorb location-based damage, the more powerful firearms may blast off most of the heads and limbs. Furthermore, each gun has a devastating melee attack, and the game's many adversaries may be dispatched with a single gratifying stroke from the butt of your shotgun or rifle. Meleeing is also a feasible option, especially in caves or other close-quarter environments. Due to the potency of these strikes and the game's speed, you'll also have the ability to toss dynamite, which acts similarly to a grenade. The latter stages are also littered with stationary turrets. Because Cross can only carry 2 weapons at a time, you'll have to make strategic decisions about which firearms to pick up and drop as you go through the game's single-player objectives. All of this adds up to fast-paced, visceral action that will keep you captivated throughout the single-player adventures in Darkwatch. Even with such formidable weapons at his disposal, Cross will have to depend on his vampire-related abilities as well to stay alive. One of his abilities is to double jump and change direction in midair, which he uses to go up onto rooftops and hop from ledge to ledge. Another vampire-related ability is the Blood Shield, which works similarly to Halo's energy shield. You'll be able to suffer some damage to your blood shield before returning to cover and allowing it to recharge before taking any actual harm to your health. Another essential talent is Blood Vision, which will enable you to see adversaries and power-ups highlighted on screen. Many foes will drop blood capsules, which will restore your health while also charging up a separate power meter, which, once filled, will allow you to unleash extraordinary vampire abilities. There are 8 overall abilities in the game, 4 of which are good and 4 of which are bad, and they are all somewhat similar. As you go through the campaign, you'll get access to these abilities. When you come across innocent victims who Lazarus has also cursed, you have the option of cleansing their souls or devouring them. As you make these binary decisions, you begin to establish a reputation for being either good or wicked. And because the more factional your reputation is, the bigger your capabilities are, it's best to remain with one side until you've maxed out your abilities there. Apart from a critical decision at the conclusion that affects which of the 2 distinct endings you'll see, this component of the game seems more exciting than it actually is, because the choices you make don't really alter the story. Darkwatch's single-player campaign is diverse, but not very long. A single playthrough shouldn't take more than 10 hours. Even going back to the mission that forks the plot and replaying from there to witness the other ending would only add an hour or two to your playtime. The good news is that, despite its short duration, the game is rather enjoyable. There is a wide range of enemies to battle, from skeletons and zombies carrying scythes and guns to banshees who hover high in the air and blood-spitting demons. The ending boss bouts are likewise brutal, but not unduly so because each encounter has a checkpoint in the middle.
Nervous? Don't talk much, do you? That's all right. I've always gone for the tall, dark, and bloodthirsty.
Marvelous Gamers Review. Darkwatch is a one-of-a-kind game that mixes a Western cowboy theme with a vampire horror shooter game. There are also a lot of ghosts, witches, and zombies in this game to keep you all excited if you are into the supernatural. It is an extremely unique FPS game that must be experienced to believe in it, thanks to its pleasant single-player story and exciting run-and-gun gameplay. It's an attractive shooter that's simple to recommend. The game's superb graphics and distinct aesthetic should appeal to action enthusiasts looking for a shooter that isn't reliant on one of the tried and true settings, while still providing satisfying, visceral action. We owe a debt of gratitude to Sammy Studios' internal development for making such an epic game, which High Moon Studio and Capcom released. Trust us, you will not be sorry if you purchase this game. If you like this video, click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.